Anamkara Press Audio presents The Hero vs. Me and Monkey Joe, a novel by Perry Shepard, read by Perry Shepard.
Prologue. The door opened and a cool spring air drove the stale, sweaty man odors away. I looked out the window for the first time in a year at the American landscape, staring open-mouthed across the horizon. The sky was gray and a mist floated over the tarmac. I felt a swelling in my chest and a lightheartedness, for I had returned to the world. We were jammed 3 to a side in a Flying Tiger's converted cargo plane. 18 hours earlier, we had jumped up into the sky heading east toward the western coast of the USA. Fort Lewis opened up for us as we moved slowly toward the open doorway. We began to deplane. When I got to the doorway, I looked out past the airport toward the mountains to the east and then down at our duffel bags scattered across the tarmac near the plane's stairway. There were MPs surrounding the area, and the steps down into the ground seemed so long. Soldiers that got out of the plane ahead of me were kneeling down and kissing the concrete, raising their heads, giving silent prayers to God. Some of them shouted and yelled, and we could see some family members cordoned off near the doors we would be traveling through. My parents were in Kansas. I knew they wouldn't be there, as I had failed to write to let them know soon enough when I would be coming. I began my descent with optimism and hoped that life would become good, and I could forget the things I'd done and leave the drugs behind. I still felt the withdrawals in my stomach, but figured it would go away. That gnawing in my gut and psyche wasn't keeping me from taking those steps down from the plane. When I got to the soil, I too knelt down and touched the concrete. Yes, it was real. We were home and still alive to begin life over. That is, if I could start over. We were told to stand as a unit, and the photographers began snapping pictures of us. The 167 returning veterans were arranged so a military photographer could take a few shots of all of us as that deplaned. A short, fat colonel stood at the podium and gave us a short hero's welcome in a canned pitch of patriotic drivel about how valuable our service to our country was. Most of the guys weren't paying attention. Most were looking past the colonel, looking for loved ones that were waiting for them. In the distance, we could hear protesters outside the gates of Fort Lewis.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?